Hi guys, welcome back to Chaos and Charm with
Pranika.
and Naledi. So today we actually want to talk about overthinking. So let's get into this. Do you think that anything positive can come out of overthinking?
Not at all. Nothing positive. Overthinking is basically like manifestation, but in the negative.
In the negative, because no one would ever overthink about good things.
No,
No,
100%.
we
And you
don't.
know what they say, whatever you speak, you put it out into the universe
Yeah.
and it comes back to you. So if you're constantly thinking about, oh, this is going to happen to me, I'm not going to get this right, I'm going to go for a job interview, I'm going to fail, I'm going to start getting nervous, I'm going to get anxious, that is what's going to happen. Because you already preempt it, you're thinking it, you're putting it out there. So the universe is giving you what you put out there. Now, if you
Exactly.
think of it in a positive and you're like, I'm going to be calm, I'm going to be okay,
Mhm.
God is going to be with me, I'm going to speak fully confidently, that is what's going to happen.
But when you look at it,
Yeah.
it's easier to think of negative things
No,
than to think of
100%.
positive
Mm.
things. And once you start thinking of negative things, you actually get stuck into that.
Yeah.
That it's so hard to come out of it.
No,
So I
agree
think
with
as people, we should actually train our mind
you. Yeah,
to think of positive things, which is not easy though.
it's not.
It's not
Because
easy.
once you're in the negative, you're constantly thinking of the worst things to
The
happen.
worst scenarios.
Yeah.
So do you have any personal experiences from this whole overthinking?
Yes, I do. Unfortunately, I do have a very funny experience. A very funny experience. So I was going for driving lessons.
Oh.
You and I both at
Oh,
the
I
time.
know that. Oh, I
yeah.
know that. I know
yeah.
that. But
You and I both at the time were going for driving lessons, and I had this thing with me where I would start overthinking after I come from my driving lesson. I would be nervous
Yeah.
before I go, and I'd be like, okay, the nerves would kick in. But my hands would start shaking vigorously afterwards. After I'd come back from my driving lessons, which was so strange to me. And what I would think of is, I did everything correctly, like my instructor told
Yeah.
me to. But I'd start panicking. Oh, if I didn't press the brake hard
Oh,
enough, or
man.
if I didn't stop at a
Yeah.
stop, this was what's gonna happen. If I didn't press this is what was gonna happen. I was gonna switch off, I was gonna stall, and I didn't want to do that. So I think of all the things that could have went wrong, even though it didn't.
It didn't.
And that is a part of overthinking. I started overthinking after the situation already happened.
Oh, so
I
like
was so messed up.
I know.
I think I'm the first person
No,
ever
I've never heard of that.
only
never.
after.
I know with me what happened was, I think overthinking comes to me naturally, or
Mm.
maybe it's one of my habits that I should actually get rid of.
Yeah.
So whenever I'd be waiting for the instructor to come,
Mm.
the first thing that would come to my mind is, oh my god, what if I turn in a way that I end up bumping into someone's gate? And I kid you not, it happened once. Okay, it didn't happen, but
Yeah.
it was close to happening. Because I think I turned the steering wheel a bit too fast.
Oh,
And I stopped right in front of someone's gate.
you.
So I carry on doing things like that, oh my god, what would happen if I do this?
But now
What
look
would
at
happen
that.
if I did that?
Mm.
Exactly, and that's what I actually got. That was my outcome.
Yes.
Until one day I was tired of it. And I'm like, I feel like I'm not going anywhere because of this overthinking.
Yes.
So I decided to switch it up and be like, you know what? Let me try and think about the good things.
Yes.
Because people say what you think of is what becomes.
Yes.
And I'm like, I experienced it in the negative. Let me see what would happen if I experience it in the positive.
Yeah.
And that's when I started actually thinking like, I'm gonna have a good driving lesson.
Mm.
I'm gonna nail it. And it actually happened. And the instructor
Look
was
at
proud
that.
of me. He was like, you know what? This is actually your first lesson where you drove so well.
Yeah.
And from that moment, that's when I actually started doing better.
Yes. It's all in your mindset, and it takes a lot
It takes a lot.
for you to switch off that voice inside your head and say, you know what, I'm done. I had enough.
Exactly, it is. It took a lot.
I had enough of you. I am better than this, and I will do everything in the positive, and I will put my mind to it, because it's like a voice inside your head that is constantly trying to make you do bad, trying to
Yes,
make you
it makes you look at yourself in a different way. In a
Yes,
different way.
yes, definitely. And it isn't a nice thing.
No, it
Gosh.
isn't. I experienced it and I say, you know what? I don't want that anymore.
Because you panic. Like sometimes situations that are not even happening, you're sitting in your bed now, you're thinking at night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. thoughts.
Yeah.
And then you're like, then you start like panicking, you wanna cry, you're like this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen.
Honestly.
And then you're putting out doubt there. And then automatically now you're starting to search for things that are not even
That
there.
are not even there. And then we start manifesting it.
Exactly.
We start creating that seed that actually grows now. Our negativity waters it.
Waters it. Yes. And then you're sitting in a predicament where you're like, you're only thinking of all the things that are negative. You're not grateful for your blessings. You're not grateful for anything small in your life that is going right. You're only looking at what's happening that's going wrong.
Exactly. Also another thing is, in the morning when you start your day off, you need to start it off on the right foot.
Yes, and with a
Because
grateful heart.
with a grateful heart, because if something goes wrong in the morning, it sets the tone for the whole day.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're late. All of a sudden you did this. All of a sudden you heard that.
Yeah.
So I feel like this whole, you're right, nothing positive can ever come out of overthinking.
No,
Because
for
no one overthinks in a positive way.
Yeah. And
No
if they
one does
did, imagine the outcome.
Imagine the outcome.
It's all about like even manifestation. Speaking positive affirmations to yourself every morning, saying, you know what, visioning yourself as your highest or your best, and saying, you know what, I'm showing up today as my boss babe. Every single day. You eventually going to come there.
Another thing is, with overthinking, you see immediate results.
But
with
manifestation,
yes,
it takes time.
It takes time. I don't know why.
Even if 6 months and you manifest every single day, it will only come after a certain amount of time. And I don't know why the negativity,
I wonder why.
it comes very fast.
Why does it come very fast? I think it's because we got ourselves into the habit of that. It overweight. If you're a negative person, negativity is always going to overweigh positivity.
Yeah.
So because we've gotten so used to overthinking that when we manifest good things, it's kind of hard for us to shift our mindset from this.
Yeah.
And that's why.
And my mom was even talking about her auntie, like my granny, that whole thing. And she hurt her leg, right? And she always said, you know what, my leg is always sore, my leg is always sore. And my mom says, you know what, just say one day, you know what, I'm doing a bit better.
Yes.
You will
yes,
feel
right.
yourself
You will
doing
feel yourself.
better. And she tried it, and she actually felt better. But you know how people are, they're like, but so she always say that, like, my leg is sore, my leg is sore. But the minute she changes her mindset to say, you know what, I'm okay today. Today I'm feeling good. Today is a good day. She immediately starts feeling better.
I know.
It's all in the mind. The mind is the most powerful thing.
That's why I remember
the mind can make you believe that you're sick even though you're not.
Exactly. Right. It can do that. That's why in school, I once heard someone say that your mind sends a message to your stomach that you're hungry. And that's when you actually feel it. So that's the same thing that happens. That you're going to first convince your mind, and then your body is going to follow up. You see, so it all starts in the mind.
Yeah.
Once we can change that, we'll be able to change anything. We'll be unstoppable.
Exactly. If you change your mindset, the mind is the most powerful thing.
Very, very powerful.
And unfortunately, like, we're applying for jobs and we're trying to change our CVs, we're trying everything possible. We're going for internships that pay peanuts. And we're putting ourselves out there, and unfortunately it's not coming back to us in a positive. We're not getting any interviews, we're not getting any feedback, and that makes you think in the negative.
Exactly. And
it was making me, how can I say it? It was demotivating me. Because I was like, I've been applying from last year, February, every single day consecutively. How could I not have an interview by now? Like, what is wrong with me? Then you start looking to yourself.
Ask questions.
What's wrong with me?
Is there something wrong with me? Yeah.
Because, like, even with the local jobs that I've applied for, I'm like, but so many other people have an opportunity to go for an interview, and I have qualifications, but I'm not getting called in for an interview. Like, what is wrong with me? Then you take a dive into yourself, and you're like, oh, is there something wrong with me? And that puts you back.
It does.
And it makes you think in the negative. But then I had to pull myself out of that, and I was like, maybe God is giving you a chance to say, try out something different.
Yes,
Do
right.
something. Maybe he doesn't want me in a 9 to 5 job. And I'm
It
like,
could be.
I want to try. Like, I want to go into a 9 to 5. It's like, here's your time. Find yourself. Do something for yourself.
And also another thing is, if you're manifesting for higher things, you won't just get anything lower than that.
That's true. And nowadays a lot of people are in a job, but they're so unhappy because of the work environment. It's so toxic because people are gunning at each other, they want their positions, people are negative on the next person, they don't want to share their knowledge, so it's everyone for themselves. And then now you think to yourself, what is actually protecting me? Because what if I'm in a position like that? I'll be dreading getting up every day to go to work. It's just an unhappy environment. You're unhappy with everything, and now you're forced to go to work because that's the bread you're putting on your table. So it's crazy.
Well, it is crazy, but on the bright side of things, we can always change the way we think. It may not be easy, but it's possible.
It's possible.
It is 100% possible.
Even the word itself, impossible, says impossible. So anything is possible if you put your mind to it.
Honestly, anything is possible. So that's all for today, guys. For this week, actually.
Yes,
that's all for this week.
For this week.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a lovely week. And you know what? Stop with the overthinking.
Yeah, definitely stop. And if you need any help or any guidance, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you because we know what it is. We know how we went through it.
Yeah.
And we'll be more than happy to help you.
We experience it perfect. Personally, sorry. We experience it perfect.
Personally.
We experience it personally, and we may not be experts, but every day is a learning day.
Yes.
And we still continue to grow, and we still continue to learn how to look at things in a positive way and expect positive outcomes.
So change our perspective of situations. So that's all for this week. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Please like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Like, comment, and subscribe.